phone stays up here. Damn, I got ashes on me. Fuck. I'm about to get some more because I need to roll. Well, Jesus. That water came from the motherfucking waterfall of heaven. I'm trying to motherfucking tell you. Hello, YouTube friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good, I believe it's Sunday morning. It is April the 19th, 2026, and it is currently 7:26 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm just now about to get up. Well, I just now got up. I got up around like 6 something this morning. Found me a nice public bathroom to go in and use and get myself together. Which I got a bump on my face. I spent a nice amount of time in my car yesterday. Pulled down my mirror. And took my eyebrow archer and cleaned up all of my little chin hairs. Cleaned up all the little dead layers of skin off of my face and stuff like that. Off of my forehead and everything. And cleaned up my eyebrows a little bit. And went through and popped any ingrown hairs and pulled them out and anything like that. So I was really in here taking care of my face yesterday. Shaving up and cleaning up any nose hairs that have overgrown and stuff like that. Which I have a gray nose hair in my nose that won't come out. Like I couldn't even get it out yesterday or whatever. I can see it, and sometimes it be looking like a booger, but it's not a booger. It's a gray nose hair. So yeah, I had spent a nice amount of time doing that yesterday, and you could tell because I haven't even washed my face like that this morning. But I got all them layers of dry skin off. And you can really tell the difference. So now what I need to do is go through and scrub really, really good and exfoliate and then put me on like a really, 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 really nice moisturizer. But I was doing that yesterday. I really need to go through and do that to my vagina area as well. So, yeah. I need to get me another wax kit. I need a house first though. So, yeah. But I had found me a safe place to sleep last night or whatever. After my kids had left their event. Because Mally ended up riding in the car with me yesterday. And, you know, Mally is so chill. For him to only be 6 years old and he know I don't have no house yet. And his siblings was gone. He like, Mommy, I just want to stay in the car with you. I had put a movie on for my baby. I was going to take him to the drive-in. But I didn't want to take him to the drive-in or whatever by himself. And I thought Mari was going to be with the big kids because that's what he said. But then I found out that he had ended up going to the drive-in with Al or whatever. And I'm like, well, if you wasn't going to stay at the party, you could have stayed with your brother and I could have took y'all to do something. Like, but it's okay. I could just take my baby by myself. You know, he be wanting to play with his brothers, his brother when he go out. But he needs to make some new friends and shit anyway. Because I'm seriously thinking about just getting me and Mally an apartment. And when I enroll Mally back in school and things like that, baby, if you want to know why I'm homeless, you got to go and watch some videos. It's a lot of different reasons. But anyway, when I get ready to put my baby back in school next year and stuff like that, he's going to know how he's going to have to be moving around by himself, you know. Like, he not gonna have his brothers and sisters there with him anyway. Kind of like how they were. They had each other. Like, Lex and Mir were in elementary, middle, and high school together. You know, when Lex went to high school, Mir and Lily was still in middle school together and stuff like that. But Mally, he's going to be by himself anyway. And I need to just start preparing my baby for it to kind of like just be me and him for the most part. Because he's not going to be with Al like that. Like how the other kids are, or wherever my big kids go. You know, they older, they got friends, and they go spend the night places and all that type of shit. And they daddy got people that they got with and stuff, and that doesn't apply for Mally. So when I have my baby, I have my baby, or whatever. So yeah. And I can't talk to guys who can't be around kids. Like, I don't give a fuck if you don't have kids. you gotta kind of like know how to be around kids. Like maybe if you had like nieces and nephews or little cousins or something, like you gotta know how to be around the kid at all. You can't be acting like you allergic to kids or some shit like that. So yeah, but it's just me and Mally. So I'm thinking about getting us a little 1-bedroom apartment or a 2-bedroom apartment where he can have a room, I can have a room, and we just be straight or whatever. And I know I could do that, and my big kids can live with their daddy. So that's the plan that I have come up with or whatever. I was just saying like I need to get a house for me and all of the kids, but them kids can go and live with their daddy and his wives and shit. And I'm their mother. They can call me any time of the day whenever they need me, just like they do right now. I still pull up, bring food, bring money, do rides, hair, every motherfucking thing. So it's just we'll be in different households. And I can just focus on Mally, who does not have a father in his life at all. And he needs me, and he needs more attention, and he needs more things, and he be with me. That's my road dog. Anyway, that's my baby. Like, God blessed me with Mally, because he knew I ain't had nobody else. So I want to make sure that Mally is taken care of very, 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 very well. Especially since he's one of my children who has never crossed me or anything. He's very, very innocent. Like, I just want to make sure that he's good. And he always makes sure that I'm good, whether he knows it or not. He is such a comfort to me. Like, while people were saying you don't want to grow old or be lonely and stuff, like, God bless me with a baby that's 6 years old now who makes sure I'm never motherfucking lonely. That boy tell me he loved me 100 times a day. No exaggeration. So, I was thinking about that last night or whatever. I said, my friend had said I could come and spend a night at his house. But, after I had dropped Mally off back to the big kids or whatever, I just was telling him, I'm like, oh no, thank you. It's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and sleep in my car or whatever. And that's because he wanted to fuck. And I don't want to fuck. So, it's cool. Like, I'd rather you charge me $20 a night to sleep on your couch. So, and I feel that way because of something that happened in the past. So, yeah, I just was thinking about, you know, how to get, well, I know what to do now. I know what to do. And it's supposed to be nice and sunny for the beginning of this week and everything. So I'm going to make sure I take those days to get my lift in and make sure I make me a decent amount of money so I can put it to the side for me and Mally. And yeah. Because, baby, sister girl is tired. Come to Alabama. I was thinking about moving to Alabama. I was on Zillow looking at different houses. I've never lived in Alabama, and I haven't visited Alabama since I was a little kid and my mom was alive. My brother's dad side of the family lived down there, and we had took a road trip down there a couple of times when I was a kid. But as an adult, I have not been to Alabama. But I was looking on Zillow, and I see that y'all rent there, and the places that I was looking was a lot cheaper than ours here in Michigan. And it was like decent places or whatever. So I have been looking at Alabama. As well as like little states that you don't hear much about, like Missouri and things like that. I've been looking. So I do want to come south, though. I'm tired of being cold and things like that. So I've been thinking, I just don't want to move to Georgia. Or if I do move to Georgia, I want to move to like a little place where it ain't all expensive, it ain't all popular, it's just a little secluded area. I'm just tired of it. Like, I'm ready for a soft life. And if that requires me to be a country girl, then I'm ready to be a country girl. Because all the shit that be going on in the cities and everything like that, I mean, I'm just over it. And it ain't like I'm running from my problems or anything like that. I'm just ready for an easier, softer life for me and my children, and me and my son especially. And for sure, like me and Mally, we ain't leaving nothing behind. If we pick up and move and go to another state, we not leaving nothing behind but my other kids, Lexmere, Lily, Mari, and Mally. And of course, I would ask them if they wanted to come with me anyway. But they do have their dad here. They do have friends here and things that they like to do here. But me and Mally, we can pack up and get the fuck on. Shit. I will come drive and see my kids every weekend, every other weekend, every month, however. But I gotta do what's best for me. I gotta do what's best for my son, the ones who listen to me and shit like that, you know? So, yeah. I was thinking about that. That's the stuff when I say sometimes I gotta pull over, park, and cry, and gather my thoughts and get myself together and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that I be thinking about. Like, ooh, if I just pack up and move. And when you thinking about moving, I've never lived in another state. I gotta think about everything. Switching over my driver's license, switching over my health care insurance or whatever, finding a job out of state, or seeing if I could even instantly jump in to start lifting into that state so I can at least have some money as soon as I move. I have to find somewhere that I can afford to live. I don't have family and friends, so it's not like I'm going to have people who can help me if I fall short. So I got to make sure that I got everything that I need when I leave. So those are the things that I be thinking about. And I'm going to hop on the road in my car because I need it. And so I have to make sure that I got a good oil change, nice tires, money to keep filling up, all of that type of shit. Because I think about this for real. I done took road trips out of state before, so I know what it costs to get on the road. I know what it costs to live. And then once I get there, find my son to school, finding new doctors, finding everything, you know. So I be thinking about that stuff when I be sitting down in the car by myself, planning. So it ain't just like, oh, you could have been applied for them low income apartments. I got bigger goals and dreams for myself. And I'm not saying that I'm too good for low income or Section 8. Like I said, my mama and my grandma had that. And if I had it, it would help me a lot. But I'm not capping myself off at that limit. And I probably have a better chance getting Section 8 in a different state. People be saying, like, you don't be trying, you don't apply. I've been applying for Section 8 since I was 18 years old. I had my daughter at 17. However, I just haven't been blessed with it. And it's okay. You know? So, and I ain't never lived in no low-income apartments or nothing like that either. I've always had to pay full rent. So those are the things that I keep in mind when I'm thinking about moving out of state, especially moving with my child. Again, not knowing the environment, being a single woman with a child, you know, all the shit going on in the world, but I can't be scary. Like, damn, moving out of state by myself, shit, I need a gun. I need every fucking thing you could think of. You know, so I have to think about all of that while trying to move with my child. Because I just don't see nothing else. It ain't nothing here for me. Like, if I ain't about to get married or nothing, which it don't look like I am, as far as career-wise and all that type of shit, I could do that somewhere else. Trying to roll this motherfucking leaf with these nails, and I need a fill-in, so it's almost kind of like they got a little bit longer. I need to just go ahead and soak them off because I done burnt the fuck out of this one from smoking. Well, you ain't trying, you get high in the car, you a bum. Well, baby, however you feel, go ahead. But a lot of people smoke in their car. People smoke in their car on the way to work. They get high as fuck. Does that make them a bum? Because actually, that's what I'm doing. About to get ready to turn on my lift in a minute. But I'm about to smoke my weed first. But yeah, I don't got time for people like you anyway, though. Coming on my page, leaving negative comments, and you don't even fucking know me. But yeah. You know, when I hear people leave comments like that, though, like sleeping in your car, you're a bum, blase splee, it make me think about people like Tyler Perry, who shares stories about him sleeping in his car and writing out plays in his car before he became famous, before he started doing auditions, before anybody ever discovered him, how many times he was turned down and the nights of sleeping in his car and things like that. I always cherish that story from Tyler Perry. Or like Taraji P. Henson, when she said, speaking of me packing up saying I want to pack up and move with my son, how Taraji P. Henson said she just had a dream. She packed up and went to California with like $300 to $500 with her and her baby to audition for a movie and shit like that. I be thinking about stuff like that. Or like Mike Epps has been popping up on my YouTube timeline lately, telling his story and like being addicted to coke and shit like that. So when people talk about me like that, I think about all these celebrities who started off in the same position that I'm in. And speaking of, like when I said 2, 3, 4 years ago when the Illuminati started writing me asking if I wanted to join the Illuminati and telling me what you have to sacrifice and what the perks you would get if you become a member and shit like that. When I refused it, I knew I was going to be going through some bullshit. And if you actually are into conspiracy theories or watching stuff like that, then you will know a lot of celebrities who turn down the Illuminati and stuff like Dave Chappelle and shit, they get bullied. They get all their shit taken away and stuff like that. You got to fight your way to keep what's yours when you don't want to let people use you for your talents and take your money and shit like that. And when I was getting those emails asking if I wanted to join the Illuminati, that's when a lot of this shit had started happening to me too. So I knew it was going to be times where I probably was homeless, wasn't going to have no friends, was going to be called crazy and shit like that. That's what they do to people. Like Britney Spears and every fucking body. And that's why I say I'm like a lightweight celebrity. I ain't saying the shit for nothing. But yeah, when the Illuminati was emailing me and inboxing me on Facebook and shit and talk about I don't gotta start off sacrificing people, because I told them I don't sacrifice my family and shit. But they said I don't gotta start off sacrificing people. You start off with small sacrifices like little animals and shit like that. And I said no. I knew a lot of this shit was gonna happen to me anyway, but I'm too godly to ever be a sellout to myself or my people. So I'm willing to take the risk of going through what I have to go through in order to get where I need to be. Because one thing about the Illuminati, they know that they only come for people that's rich as fuck, talented as fuck and shit like that. And when you turn them down, they put you through hell. But when you beat them, they gotta give you your shit. And it ain't easy. But that's the test of all times, especially when you're talking about God and the devil and the fight for your life. The Armageddon is the fight for your soul between heaven and hell. I refuse to go to hell. I refuse to sell out. So therefore, life is not as easy for me as it is for people who take the easier route. When I decided to take the road less taken, the road less traveled. But I don't regret it. So yes, I'm going to do what I got to do in the daytime, take my son to a safe place at night, and I'll sleep in my car by myself until I get what I need to get, because I refuse to be a sellout. But if I wanted to be rich as fuck, my son would have been sacrificed, because that's what the Illuminati wanted me to put on the table. My motherfucking baby. And it's a hell fuck no. So that's why I'm saying you got to speak what you know, baby. You gotta speak what you fucking know. And the offer was to put my son up on the fucking cross. Like his name is Jesus. But we come from a Jesus bloodline. That's why I said you gotta know something. This son beaming down on me right now. It's like right in front of me. This sun is giving me life right now. But yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. You're a millionaire from modeling. People are always using excuses. Yeah, you could be a millionaire from modeling. I don't think that's an excuse. Like people getting famous off of content and all types of things like that. I even went through that with shadow banning and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like people don't know what they be talking about. Like they don't even know why I was in a Facebook lawsuit and all types of shit. People just don't be knowing. They just be talking, thinking that they know me and stuff like that. She's smoking fatty. I don't remember what the name of this weed is, but I got it from my peoples on the east side. It's decent. Yep. But yeah, it's just a lot that's been going on. Speaking of Fetty, you never know what people be having to sacrifice. But you can most definitely become rich off of modeling. You can become rich off of whatever your talent is. You know, look at some of the people that they make rich. Like, and I'm not talking about nobody or making fun of nobody, but what's that guy name? Is his name Shamar or something? And he's like the guy, I don't know if he's special needs or what, but he be having like the wigs, the braids, he wear the makeup, and he is like deformed a little. His body is shaped kind of weird and whatever. He came up with that dance and shit, but he started off as like people making fun of him for his disability, but his disability made him rich. That's what I'm saying. You can become rich off of anything, so it's not an excuse. I'm not making excuses about being rich, poor, homeless, or anything. I'm just telling my story. My story is not an excuse. It's my story and how I lived the life with the cards that I was dealt. So yeah, and I've been rich off of content, if that's the case. You know how many people try to duplicate my life story in so many ways through music, tarot, and everything. Like, I know who I am. That's why a lot of times I can't let shit bother me. Shit. Bitch, I'm Jesus in the motherfucking flesh. Was Jesus rich? Jesus ain't have to be rich because his spirit was rich. So they wanted to sacrifice him for what he knew and what he could do and all that type of stuff. And that's making me think of Marlo. When I had met Marlo, the guy who I first asked, was he a hitman? And he told me, he's like, Isleah, you rich in spirit. He was like, that's why a lot of people don't like you. He like, you not rich in the physical world as far as money, but your spirit is very much so rich. And he was like, as above, so below. He's like, you rich in the spirit, you're going to be rich down here. Just wait and see. You know, I don't know, y'all. I learned a lot along the way. That's another reason that I don't trip. But yeah, I'm about to smoke. And I'm going to turn on the lift. It's Sunday, so it ain't about to be slapping like that. But it'll be decent enough for me to do what I want to do. And I told my baby that I would pick him up for a few hours today and spend some more time with him or whatever. Probably take him to do something or whatever. My baby, he just like being with me anyway. So he be fine sitting in the car with me until I get a house. I'm the one who just be like, Marley, I got to hurry up, get you a house, baby. I got to get us an apartment or something so that my baby see me every day anyway. I see my kids every day, but still it ain't the same as him coming home laying his head under the same roof as me. And then it's stuff that I need to be teaching him too that I can't really teach him because I be in the car or on the go, like helping him with some of his stuff. I'm gonna see if I can find him a program to get into the summertime, but like helping him learn and stuff because he has to catch up. My baby didn't go to school this year. He went to school last year, but he didn't go to school this year, so he's going to be behind. So over the summer, I need to be situated so that I can help him. Or what I'll have to do is take hours out of my day and just go sit with my baby at the fucking library. And I don't mind doing that either. It's just what we got to do for the situation that we were put in. And he's smart as fuck and intelligent. Like, my baby ain't LD at all. He far from it. Out here right now, like, he gonna be just like his daddy. And he is. Like, his daddy, he ain't have all that education and all that extra shit, but that's a get money nigga. He know how to get some motherfucking money. My baby gonna be the same way. It's a cancer thing too. Like, one thing about me is I know how to get some money. Just because you don't see me spending it like how y'all spend it, don't mean I don't know how to get it. Damn, I need to get a new lighter. Who? Oh no, I don't. I was about to say where I get this from, but a lady had gave it to me when I had took Mally and Mari to the park the other day. Yeah. I just been thinking about that lately. And I gotta see how I'm gonna do it. You gotta catch up too. You seem a little off. Well, I ain't saying I'm caught up on all the stuff that's going on in the world. I might be, because I don't care about half the shit that y'all care about. That's why I be seeming a little off to people. Like, I'm caught up on what I need to be caught up on. You know? That's what I'm saying. But to some people, I may be behind in a lot of different things. And I'm okay with that. You know? So, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I be straight, you know. I don't blend in well with a lot of different people. I was having a conversation yesterday and I was talking and I realized like I'm not going to be how a lot of people are, if that makes sense. Like the stuff that's happening that a lot of people is agreeing to, I'm not going to agree to. For instance, like polygamy. Do you know how many people keep trying to get me to be in something polygamous? Like, girl, all these niggas be cheating. You might as well just go ahead and get you somebody who gon' cheat, but do this, that, and the other. And, you know, I'm a in the I can do bad all by myself. Like, I don't want to be by myself as far as like I do want to get married and shit, but it's a lot of stuff that since I'm out the loop and a little bit behind that I don't agree with. That's just one example. Just like when it comes to all these jobs and shit, it's a lot of shit that I don't agree with. And it's a lot of people that's struggling and y'all go to work 40 plus hours a week. It's people that's struggling worse than me that go to work. They got insurance, benefits, and everything. So that's what I'm saying. It's always to each its own. I don't judge the way nobody else live. That's why I be confused on why do people judge the way that I live. And people's situations be different. Situations be different. And a lot of times I be looking at some of the people who be talking about me and my living situations. And I just be thinking about like, damn, you know, I'm kind of glad to go through some of the stuff that I did go through because I'm glad I don't act like some of y'all. Like, granted, I hadn't had a nice size house and everything before it was stolen from me from the city of Detroit illegally. I had a few in my name. Just like a lot of people go and they get these squatter houses, get squatter rights and stuff. I didn't even do that. I did a whole process that was legally done and my house was illegally stole from me. But I was fixing up on it and everything. I lived in a decent neighborhood, nice, I was straight. My house was straight, car was straight. It was stuff I needed to do, but I was good. And if I had still been there, I would have been a lot further. But I kind of thank God for going through what I went through because it opened my eyes up to a lot of shit and how to treat people too. And I probably would have been well off to the point where I would have thought like some people. Like, probably walking around with my nose up in the air or something like that. So I'm glad that God set me down to humble me under the same breath. Because granted, I was never the type to walk around with my head up. With my nose stuck up in the air looking down at people. I've watched people who I grew up with turn into those people. And it's like, I remember where you came from. And I know how you really got that. And you walking around treating other people like that. So instead of God allowing me to go through and have that easy per se way, he was like, no, you know what, Isleah, I gotta show you something real quick. You might be about to go through some shit you don't really deserve like that, but it's gonna be for your better good. And I really do believe that. Like, if God didn't send me down my way of thinking, it wouldn't be the way that it is now when it comes to myself as well as everybody else in the world. Like, me going through what I've went through made me understand people a lot differently. Even all types of people, rich people, poor people, you know, smart people, not so educated people. I've met almost any type of person that you can think of, nationality, religion, you know, tax bracket. I've pretty much met any type of person. Like I said, I know millionaires, if you believe it or not. And I'm glad that God took me through this stage of having to be humble, having to hit rock bottom, because a lot of people who've never hit rock bottom, they missing a lot on life. Just like how they say, oh, if you ain't got no money, you ain't been traveling, you missing out on a lot on life. People who haven't hit rock bottom, they miss out on a lot of important life lessons, if that makes sense. And they get money and then they don't know what to do with it. Or they get money and they still be miserable. And it's because they missed out on other important things in life, like learning what real love means and shit like that. And that's why I like the movie The Ultimate Gift, where he came from a rich-ass family of billionaires. And when his granddad died and he wanted to leave him $2 billion and shit, he made sure that he was homeless first. He made sure his car got repoed. He made sure he had to sleep on a park bench. He made sure he lost all his friends and everything, because he said, before I give you this money, I want you to know what it's like to live in the real world. What it's like to have a real friend, not friends that surround you because you got money and shit like that. Or not friends that surround you because y'all trauma bond, but friends that surround you because they truly love you. They truly understand you. And that was the purpose of the movie in The Ultimate Gift. He was a billionaire. But you got to learn certain life lessons before you be blessed with so much money or so many blessings, because if you don't have the right people around you, you'll be blessing people who waiting to stab you in the back. And all types of things like that. So I really thank God for this stage of life where I had to be humble and learn something first. Learning from people you would least expect. So I appreciate it. That's why I can't let people talk about me, because this is a learning process for me that I'm glad that I went through. No, it wasn't easy. Hell no. Hell yeah, I cried. Wish things could have been different plenty of nights. But regret is nothing that I can ever say I am. Regretful? No. No. You need to realize when people are agreeing with you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that nobody is disagreeing with me. I'm saying that, you know, I'm just saying. I'm just telling my story. Like, reading some of the comments and then responding. I'm not saying that you guys are disagreeing with me. And even if you do disagree with me, it's okay to agree to disagree. You know, that's what I'm saying. Some people do be disagreeing with me. Like, they be like, I'm dumb. But I'm just saying, like, I appreciate some of the things that people don't understand about me. Yeah. And I be seeing like some of you guys agreeing with me, like the young lady said, or, you know, just defending some of the things that I say. And I really do appreciate that. It's just being real, you know. I don't know what world some people be living in. It's like, I don't know if there's no such thing as a perfect life or a perfect world, but some people, they so fucked up that they pretend that it is. That's just like a lot of these people pretended to be rich or pretended to be happily married all over social media, but in real life they be putting makeup over black eyes and shit. They be doing all types of shit behind the scenes. You know, some people live in a false reality, and some of us, we just live in a real world. And sometimes they hate us, people who are authentically ourselves, and we live in the real world, because they just can't be themselves. And I realize that too. That's why I say sometimes I can't let people offend or discourage me, because you're not even happy with yourself. Just like somebody else just said in one of the comments, like, some people just miserable and they trolling. Like, you would want to come bashing me because you're not happy with yourself. Like, I'm not doing nothing to you, so I'm just telling my story, so how is that even making you mad? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. That's just like if you was telling me something that you went through and I got pissed off at you because you went through it. No, I'm either going to understand you, I'm either going to be able to relate, or I want to listen because you telling me something, and I guarantee you I can learn from something that you telling me. So, yeah, it's okay, y'all. It's kind-hearted people out here. It's very beautiful souls out here. Somebody I blame my woman. Y'all are funny. I take self accountability for a lot too. Like a lot of things, a lot of times was going through stuff for being too nice. Like helping people too much when I should have said no. All types of stuff. I take accountability for my actions as well. Also having to learn things, learn from my mistakes. Oh, I should have did this the first time, or I should have did that. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. It's all a part of life. Ow. I got the hiccups. I need to eat something. I got me some watermelon chunks. So, probably about to eat those when I end this video. When you put your life on the internet, you can't be mad about people leaving comments and things like that. That's what I was saying, like about celebrities and stuff. Do y'all think that they want people in their lives 24/7 talking about them and all that type of shit like that? No. But when you in the public, that's what you get. And before I started talking about my personal life on the internet, it was a whole group of other people talking about my personal life on the internet. That's what made me start talking about my life on the internet. Because how dare you try to narrate my story for me? And I knew I was getting backlash before I started defending myself. So I knew that telling my story on the internet was going to get me talked about, trolled, and everything like that. It's just what happens. But I was getting that anyway because of who I am. And why these people were doing this to me. Like, it started off with people who knew me. Like my old friends and classmates and family members and shit. They started off as being my first trolls. Because they knew who I was and what was playing and what they took from me and why they wanted people to have a certain image of me. So I knew that. I knew why it was happening to me and everything. That's why I just started telling my side of the story. They say it's always three sides to a story. They side, your side, and the truth. Well, it's going to be my side, and my side is going to be the truth. So I'm going to tell my side of the story. And with that, people going to troll you. They're going to talk about you. They're going to spread rumors. They're going to have things to say and criticize. It's just what comes with it. Yeah, I had CPS come to my house too because of trolls, because of people lying on me, saying stuff. Y'all, you don't understand. People trying to give you psych evaluations and everything. Like, what the fuck? Listen, baby, I understand that. People trying to take my kids and everything for nothing. Putting me in these fucked up ass situations. Baby, that's why I said if you watch the videos, I was breaking this stuff down. Break it down. Sometimes people will intentionally do things. I done had some crazy stuff happen. That's why I make the videos. That's why I make the videos. And I know other people go through this shit too. You know, I had went through some stuff with CPS and people trying to take the kids and all types of shit like that. And I had two other people on my Facebook page that seemed to be going through the same thing. And their family had admitted them in the psych ward and everything. One person was one person I went to school with. The other person was somebody I had met on like a street that I had lived on. And the same thing was happening to them. Put them in the psych ward, took the kids and everything. Nothing was wrong with these ladies. Nothing was wrong with these ladies. But sometimes you would get a baby daddy. Or it could be your baby daddy's new girlfriend. You would be surprised who would start doing shit to you. You would be surprised. Then you got people who know people. So you got people who know people who work at CPS, DHS, the school districts. Then you got the people who know people who work in the court systems and stuff. Don't let money be involved. What? Do you know what people will do to you? And it be the ones closest to you that'll do you bad. Because usually they the ones that know what you got. Just like they say, 9 times out of 10, if your house get broken into or your car is stolen, it's somebody that you know. Because they know how to get in your house. They know where the spare key is or how to break into it. They know when you're there, when you're not there. It's somebody who knows you or has been close enough to you to study you. It's the same thing with trolls. If I could describe a lot of the things that I'm going through right now, it's just like the movie, is it Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah? And how she was just trying to start her business, raise her daughter and everything like that. And she started off working for Jorge, the white man at the hair salon down the street. But when she finally got her loan saved up, got her own building, he came and had people break into her shit, sabotage her salon and fuck it up so that he can be better than her. So he could look like his shop was more successful. I experienced that shit in real life. People breaking into my house. I was selling food. People sabotaging food, stealing food, and all types of shit. From the closest people to me, I've been through a lot of shit. That's why I'm this way. I'm seriously trying to help. If I was trolling, I would talk about them edges. I didn't say that anybody was a troll. I said that I be having trolls. This is my first time reading one of your comments, with all disrespect. And technically, you saying, my bad. Technically, you're saying that if you were trolling, you would talk about my edges. You just talk about them because you just said something. But I talk about my own edges because, as you can see, like here, they're very thin. I have very thin baby edges here. It's just how my hairline is right here. Other than that, if you can see, my edges down here are full and thick. So I talk about my own edges. They're there. They're just thin. So, like, that wouldn't bother me. So, shit, I was talking about the center of my hair when it was straight bald, which is how I ended up cutting my hair off in the first place. All of that is in my videos. So, yeah. That wouldn't be, trolling to me. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. I know I'm going to get where I need to be. So, and I thank you for those encouraging words. I appreciate that. Much love to you. A lot of people be trying to make themselves feel better off other people's misery. That's what I'm talking about. She's 100% right. And that's what I'm talking about. Just how I just said the movie Beauty Shop. How Jorge tried to make Queen Latifah miserable so that he could seem like he was better than her. I've experienced that. Like, People stealing all of my shit, clothes, shoes, down to the bras and the panties, making it seem so it can look like I just don't got shit. Want to steal my house so I can look homeless. And a lot of it was done to win a man too. Like, oh, I want to seem like I'm the better option for him, so I need to make it seem like I'm doing better than her. We gotta sabotage her. We gotta sabotage her. I went through that too. And so that people can steal money that was left to me. We gotta make it seem like she's meant to. So it's been a fight, me against everybody. So yeah, that's a prime example of people trying to build themselves up off of other people's misery. YouTube. Yeah, and I know, that's why I say, like, I tell this story no matter what, because it is other people that go through this. And we were meant to find each other. You know, how we gonna find each other if somebody don't start talking about it or telling their story? It takes for somebody like me to tell my story, and then somebody like you to say me too. And that's how we find each other. Sitting right here out here, I be in the field like the children of the sun, because I'm just sitting in this sun like this, but it just feels so good. I'm not cold, but it just feels so good to have this light shining on me, is what I'm trying to say. I love you ladies. I love you ladies who are very supportive, and I just wish you beautiful ladies the best. I do. But I'm about to go ahead and finish smoking and then go ahead and start lifting for the day. And then so I can go and see my babies. And I will probably talk to you guys later before I find me somewhere to sleep. I don't know. Maybe I might spend the night at somebody's house tonight, or I'll be in my car, because whatever I make today, I need to put up for moving. And I need to fill my car up, and I really need to get an in and out car wash too, because being that this is how I make my money at the time, like, I do like to try to keep my car clean. And again, yesterday I had took the kids to a party, and they was in and out the car and things like that, so I could vacuum it out a little. I'll be having to vacuum my car out almost every other day anyway, because I do lift, and people be in and out, in and out, in and out. The last couple of days I haven't been lifting though. I've been taking the time for myself and things like that. I am hustle no luck. I gotta get back right. So yep, about to lift in a second. Yes, we do choose how we want to feel. That's why we shouldn't let people affect our energy. You are right about that. You are. But sometimes people could affect your energy though. Like, some things that people say and do could be very hurtful. But like you saying, we got to just be strong enough to get through it. You know, we can't be weak. That's why sometimes I got to pull over and cry. Because of things that people say and do, or because of things I'm going through, whatever the case may be. But I can't let it break me. So once I cry, I got to wipe my tears and start my ignition back and get the fuck back on the road. So yeah. He said God doesn't judge us, but God definitely doesn't want us judging each other. He definitely doesn't. Because who are we to judge? You know, when that's why they say no sin is greater than the other. Like, we really can't afford to judge one another. That's why I'm saying we should either be helping one another or something else. But to judge somebody, it ain't gonna do us no good. Like they saying in the comments. But some people Some people of the light and some people of the dark. So what we saying to people is just gonna go in one ear and out the other. They just fucked up. Some people just made to be fucked up. We got to remember that it's always karmics in our lives. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys who are not karmic. What makes you of the light? Well, you know how they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder? I think light is in the eye of the beholder as well. And how they say real recognize real, light workers and light-hearted people and people of the light, we just recognize each other off bail. It's like we have similar stories, things that we can relate to and how we overcome them. You know, we have ways of living. You know, again, treating people how you want to be treated. It's almost like people of the light, we follow the basic light rules that we kind of have, the rules of universal law, rules that make sense. While people of the dark, intentionally, they try to be negative. They try to fuck up shit. They don't care about other people. So you can always tell the difference between people who are of the light and people who are of the dark. There's a positive and a negative. And light workers, people of the light, we come from the dark. That's what make us light. It's just like how y'all scientists say darkness comes from the light, or, you know, everything comes from black. So in order to be light, in order to be godly, most godly people went through a hard life. You came from the dark. You came from hard shit, and that's what made you godly in the first place, because you learned to appreciate what you can't see. People of the light, we appreciate what we can't see, the unknown, and things like that. So that's what makes me of the light. Just the fact that even though I know I'm not perfect, I try my best to have a pure heart and good intentions in everything I do. So that's what makes me of the light instead of the dark. I try to right my wrongs, take accountability for my actions, learn from my mistakes. That's what makes me of the light, opposed to dwelling in it and not giving a fuck. So yeah. So doing, I think that's supposed to say drugs is of the light. I think not, young lady. So doing drugs is of the light. Okay. And then it says weed is not a drug. Well, yes, exactly. Weed is an herb. And it's the only quote unquote drug that I do. And being that the Bible says God gave us all the herbs, the seeds, you know, the fruits, the veggies, the beans, and all of that to eat and absorb for our health, I don't really think that me smoking weed is ungodly, especially since it's not taking me out of my mental. It's not making me do demonic things. It's not causing me any harm. And people say, well, weed fuck with your memory. Well, I could take you way back to damn near when I was 3 years old. So weed is not harming me, if that makes sense. It's not making me ungodly. It ain't making me want to go kill nobody. It's not making me want to be evil. It's not harming you because I'm smoking it. So does it make me of the dark? No. So, yeah. But these are the ways that people criticize me all the time. Like, oh, she can't be godly, she smoke weed. Well, God never said that about me. That's your personal opinion. And we gonna take that back to, who are you to judge me for smoking weed? Which is an herb that is grown from the earth. I'm from hard times. I just worked hard and went to college, became a real estate agent, and made sure I didn't fail. That's good. Are you here for a hand clap? Would you like to start a channel and tell your story? Because maybe you should. You can encourage people. You can tell people how you came from hard times and went to college and changed your life. Instead of trying to knock the way that another person lived theirs, you should try to set an example instead of prove a point. Maria, go sell a house. Find you something to do. If you're disturbed by what I'm talking about, go back to college. However, I'm telling my story here, so you can listen or you can shut the fuck up. I don't know what else you want us to say to your dumb ass, because I'm pretty sure me and everybody else in the motherfucking comments is tired of you by now. We don't even give a fuck to block you. We just want you to find something to do. Go sell a fucking house. Since you're a real estate agent and I need one, make some recommendations about that. Some programs that help purchase houses or something. Use your degree, bitch. But other than that, shut the fuck up. Because you getting on our motherfucking nerves, ho. I don't know what else you want us to say. Since you want some attention, let me give it to your ass. You came from hard times. You went to college. You got a degree. You start selling some houses. Everybody take a brief moment and give Maria a hand clap, because she feels as if she needed. She must didn't get a standing ovation when she fucking graduated. Maybe her parents weren't there. Maybe her family wasn't there. Maybe she can relate to that, because for some reason, she needs some motherfucking attention. Jesus. But yeah. Damn, the doors of the church are open for Maria. Please, bring your ass to the front of the pulpit and get some motherfucking prayer around this bitch. Because you need something. Damn. Take some of that real estate money and put it in a motherfucking collection plate. The doors of the church are open. Please get some tithes and offerings from Maria's ass and donate it to getting me a house that she gonna sell me, please. Because what the fuck do this hoe want? Shit. Maria, girl, I see these emojis, but let me tell you this. I ain't even about to read nothing else that you comment, okay? I'm just about to tell you that right now. If I see M-A-R, I ain't reading that bitch. I'm sorry if your name is Mark, but I probably thought it was Maria, so I skipped that shit, okay? Because goddamn the hoe on my motherfucking nerve. The fuck? I rebuke this satanic asshole in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Please. I need to sage this bitch. See, she bothered by the weed. Maybe I need to sage and Palo Santo this hoe. Shit. She obviously want to smoke. But let me get off here, y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, she trolling hard as fuck. Do you see what I be talking about? But I love y'all who genuinely come here and show love and shit. Like, I genuinely love y'all. I wish you guys nothing but love, joy, peace, happiness, abundance, good health, good wealth, prosperity, and all that good shit that us good ass people deserve. You know, it always gets better. That's again why I tell my story, because I want y'all to see that it gets better. Granted, you're watching me go through a hard time. I'm going to show you this hard time because I also would like to show you that things do get better. That's the part of me tracking this whole process, because I do believe in God, and I know that God never breaks his promises, and he never leaves or forsakes you. So therefore, if I'm going through it, it's something that he needs me to learn before I come out of it. And that's what I appreciate about my relationship with God. That's why I have such faith. So, yeah. Anyway, it's just like the story of Job in the Bible, which I used to call the story of Job when I was a little kid. But Job. So, yes, you know, guys, I really do love y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. I really do wish y'all the best. And I love all my people who got love for me. I swear to God. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. It is Sunday. The doors of the church are open. Come as you are. Come as you are. This is a judgment-free zone. We love each other here. We support each other here. We build each other up. Build a family workshop. If we don't do it, who will? So, yes, I will talk to you guys later.